Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Omega Greed YouTube channel where we do a whole bunch of fun things with cars and we learn how to work on all the cars together. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jeffrey. We do videos on my 2017 Ford Focus RS, the 2020 Hyundai Veloster N, and yeah, that's pretty much all the cars we have on the channel right now. But in today's video, we're doing something really cool, really interesting, and I think a lot of people are kind of curious to see or kind of curious to hear about. Yeah, so we're talking about how much it actually costs us to move all the way from Buffalo, New York to Los Angeles, California. So if you guys want a little bit of backstory, I did the whole video. I did a two-part documentary video series on my channel of the actual move when we literally drove from Buffalo to California. So literally we drove all the way here. We also had a Pensky truck and we moved our belongings with us along with our two dogs. And yeah, we're gonna jump right into everything, talking about the actual numbers of how much it really costs. And yeah, it's gonna probably surprise some of you. It might be more than what you thought, might be less than what some of you guys have thought. But yeah, we're gonna jump right into things and really dive into the actual numbers. But if you are new to my channel, consider subscribing. We're doing a ton of videos on car-related content and also content related around living inside LA and just more vlogs and stuff like that. So check out my channel and yeah, let's jump right into the video. So with us, the big thing with us now, we had a couple different options that came into play with us when we were planning on moving out here. We knew that we were gonna move out here for a while. We just kind of had to, figure out the exact timing of when we were gonna actually do it. Now, we had a couple different things. Now, in my mindset, at first, I thought we should just sell everything and literally just take what we can take what we could fit inside the cars and just drive out there ourselves, and that was gonna be it. That's what I thought at first. Then the more and more we started looking at everything, we realized we did have pieces and stuff that we wanted we had enough good pieces of furniture that it wouldn't make sense to get rid of everything. We thought about getting rid of everything, but we really started looking at what do we really have, what is actually valuable, what should we keep, and it was a good amount of stuff that we felt that we wanted to actually keep. So we didn't go with that route of selling everything. Now, if you don't really care about everything that you have, honestly, it really would be a pretty simple: sell everything, give away what you can, and move on without it. But with us, we did have a couple good pieces and a couple actually nicer items that we didn't want to really get rid of, so we did elect to bring them along with us. Now, my second option was we could just ship our stuff and then just drive out there ourselves. Now, with that in mind, we looked at a couple different options. We looked at the U-Haul shipping, their U-Ship box, the pods boxes, even some commercial stuff. We looked at a couple different options. And for us, the big limiting factor why we didn't elect to ship items was the cost for how much you can actually ship. If you were to literally, I think the U-Haul one's $1,500 for their small U-Haul box. That's what I was thinking maybe we can do if we downsize and only take a couple items and ship with that box. I think that box was $1,700. I think it was gonna round it out to be from Buffalo all the way to California. That's what it would have been, but that was really rated as a studio apartment size, which you could fit in there. We could have got two of them, then that would have been over three grand. And maybe that would have worked, but then after looking at other reviews, a lot of other people say those boxes, they're just straight wood. So if it rains or anything, they can get damaged and stuff like that. So that kind of made me a little bit weary with that. And even looking at other shipping companies, which I looked at pods, which actually seemed that would have worked. They drop it off, pick it up, you have your own lock for it and everything like that. We were also a little bit weary just the fact that we would have to move everything in ourselves, or we could have hired movers to move the stuff in and out. So we could have done that, but the other thing was when we were moving here, we weren't fully sure how the parking or what the situation would have been, with U-Haul, if they just would have dropped it in front of the, our apartment complex and it's just here on the street. you know, I was a little bit worried about that. Like, what if we're not there in enough time, or what if it shows up late? It was just a lot of different factors. It kind of made it a little bit more stressful, thinking like, okay, well, we got to make sure that the moving, you know, if we're going to get our stuff shipped, it's got to be here on time. We got to make sure we have movers, or we can move it in that same time, and we got to make sure that the thing is picked up. Because if you don't know, out here inside LA, you can't just have stuff laying around on inside the street. So we were a little bit worried about that. So that was one of the reasons why I kind of leaned against doing the shipping, and also the cost. Every single place that we looked to get like a good amount of stuff, you're gonna be paying well over $3,000 just for that distance. And then also just the amount of time it would have took. Some places said like a week, 2 weeks, could be longer. Some places were just like, yeah, you know, it should show up on time, but it might not. And that was also a little bit, you know, nerve-wracking to think of. If we were gonna move stuff like a bed and stuff like that, like we could be here for, you know, a week or two, and none of our stuff shows up. So that made me a little bit nervous with that. So that's the reason why we elected to not ship items. We could have, if we were moving into like a, you know, like a house, we probably would have. It would have been a little bit more of a better situation. It's just like the situation with this right here, we didn't want to move it here, like have stuff shipped here, and then we weren't able to move it in ourselves, or at least get the items into a secure location. That was my biggest concern, was just getting the items to a secure location, or to a secure location, so it wasn't going to be messed with on the street. Now, that brings us to what we did. After looking at prices, it turns out it was actually going to be a little bit cheaper if we were to literally just drive it, and, you know, get a truck and drive the physical items out here. And the reason why we chose to do that, because at first we were thinking of maybe we can just ship our cars and then just fly. But shipping your car would have been like, I think it was like $1,200, like at the minimum, just for like one car. And that didn't make sense. We had 2 cars plus our 2 dogs. We didn't really want to take our dogs, you know, on the plane. So we just said, let's just drive out there ourselves. And plus, how often do you get a chance to drive across the country? It's, you know, I love it. So we were already planning on driving. Originally, we were going to have her drive my car, and then I was going to drive the truck, and we were going to trailer her car on the back. Now, looking at all the different options, all the different places, getting like a hitch for like the truck wouldn't cost that much more. It's like $300, $400 more, but the cost of the gas that it would have taken away from the truck just from carrying all your items and literally towing another vehicle, it seemed like it just added up. And then we looked at the different options of getting a, you know, like a full, not a full enclosure, but a trailer that you can put the car up on it, so there's not rolling on any wheels, not like one of those dollies. Yeah, it just added more weight, and also I didn't really feel comfortable driving that across country, you know, with a brand new car hitched up to the back of it, just to be frank. So that's the reason why we didn't choose to do that. Now, what we chose to do, which actually I'm really grateful for, my sister, her husband, our other friends, they actually chose to drive with us, and they've flown back to Buffalo, which was a big help. But so what we did, I looked at a couple different options. Now, you know, the big one is U-Haul. There's Pensky. There's the budget trucks. You can also do like some other stuff. Looked around. It actually turns out, from looking on YouTube, another YouTuber had this really good advice. What she did, she did a quote for the Pensky truck online, and then, you know, later on, they basically called her and said, hey, you know, you never did your reservation. Is there anything that we can do that would help you? And she said that she just threw them a number, because I think U-Haul gave her a better price, and they matched it. And so she went with Pensky. So that's what I did. I did a reservation online. I didn't finish it. I did like the quote. I left it for like a couple days, and I also looked around because I was quoting at different places. Pensky called me back. Basically, the lady was like, what do we have to do to make you, reserve this? So, you know, I told her what U-Haul was giving me the quote for, and they beat the price. So, all in, the price to rent the truck from going from Buffalo all the way to California with like over, I think they gave me, I don't know how many miles, basically like unlimited miles. It was $1,800, I want to say. And we got not the smallest, oh, I forgot the exact size of the truck. I'll have it up on the screen, the size truck that we had. But it was a fairly decent sized truck. It wasn't like the super tall ones. We did see other people driving those, like other like commercial businesses were renting those bigger ones, but we had it was a good sized one. We were able to fit everything that we needed to fit. I mean, we crammed it in there, but we got everything to fit. And yeah, that one was $1,800 to rent it completely out. Now, here comes the other thing that people don't really take into consideration is the gas. So in my mindset, when we were doing out the actual math for how much gas it was going to take to get 3 vehicles all the way from Buffalo all the way to California, we did estimate it slightly higher. We were thinking between 1,200. I think it was like 1,100 to like 1,400, but we had it somewhere in that range, just depending on how much the gas was going to be and how efficient the vehicles were going to be on the way there. And yeah, actually it turns out, I mean, the good news is though, going through some of like the southern states, gas was a lot cheaper. And yeah, so it turned out, actually, I kept literally almost all of the gas receipts. There's still some more ones I didn't keep, but all in all, I estimate that we spent on gas around $800, $850 total for all 3 vehicles, which could be a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. So that wasn't too bad. So all in all, we're still under what it would have cost to ship everything off with just the price of the gas and the price of the actual rental truck itself. Now, while we were on the way there, we did have to stop 2 separate times and we got hotels. I paid for the hotels just for everyone because everyone came out with us, so obviously you gotta make sure we put them up. We had to find places that were suitable for dogs, so we didn't go anywhere fancy. Hey, listen, we literally went to I think it was like the Super 8 or Red End, I forgot, whichever one it was. They allowed dogs. It was like a super cheap deposit, like 5 extra or 10 extra bucks. It was totally fine. Yeah, so I believe total for that, because we split up, it's like 2 rooms for each. I want to say like $300 maybe total for that we'd spent for the hotels. And then for just like miscellaneous items and stuff like that, like food, like I made sure we had some food and stuff like that. Paid like $100, I want to say, for that. And then like when we actually got here, I paid for food again. So actually, no, I'll say around $200. But obviously, if you're not doing that, I'm just adding on the prices that I actually paid. So yeah, so I added like a $200 extra for that. And then here goes the more fun stuff. Is literally, I mean, this is going to vary depending on what you pay, if you're looking to move here, depending on what you pay, depending on how much your apartment is or whatever you got to do. I know we had to pay, obviously before we moved in, we did our security deposit, that was $2,300. And then literally the first day we came here, we had to do first month's rent, $2,300. So yeah, that was a lot of money just dropping down all in one sitting in a matter of a couple of weeks. And then obviously we had like other fees and stuff like that, just like activation stuff, moving into a new place. But I won't really consider all of that inside of the whole total number. But yeah, so all the numbers, so what did I say? Like $1,800 for the rental, we did $850 for the actual gas, like $300 for the hotel, like $200 for food, and then $2,300 security, $2,300 for rent. And yeah, that was the total cost for us to move in here. And yeah, I plan on doing a much more breakdown video of what you get for $2,300 inside LA. And yeah, I plan on doing like an apartment tour and everything like that. If you guys are interested, I will have that coming up soon. But I want to let you guys know like what it really costs to move out here. It is expensive just to move. Granted, moving across country, any place, anywhere, it's going to be expensive. But just give you guys just a quick idea of what it actually costs and what it actually like breaks down, to be. So yeah, there goes that. If you guys are wondering why, I'm putting off doing some more of the car modification stuff, that's definitely the reason why. And then also literally like a week or 2 after we moved here, our dog had to have surgery, and that was a whole nother story for a whole nother day, which I'll probably make a video on explaining all of that and everything. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a like. Follow me on Instagram, OmegaGreed, same name as YouTube channel. Check out my website, geeksforcars.com. You can shop the merch, check out the stuff, and have a grand, jolly good time. And yeah, guys, we're gonna be doing more videos talking about, you know, just LA life, living and stuff like that, and also doing a ton of more stuff with the cars. So check it out. And yeah, guys, we'll see you in the next video. See ya.